Welcome everybody back to the Dragon's Lair. My name is Wade, and this is my show, Let's Talk Tyranids. Let's Talk 40k. So it is April in 2024, and we got our new balance data slate. They do this, I think it is every 4 months or so, and it's sort of to guide the course of the meta. So the meta is like what's happening in the tournament scene and stuff like that. So if they think that this army is too weak or that army is too powerful, this is kind of one way of delivering the buffs or the nerfs. So we're talking Tyranids, of course. So I think overall what happened to us is Games Workshop is trying to say, hey, we wanna get your guys' numbers up, but we want to do it just a little bit. I think we got a nudge, but we got a nudge in the positive direction. I hear a lot of people crying. Of course, people are always going to cry, but I hear a lot of people saying custodes are in really bad shape right now, for example. So go ahead, get on the community page in Warhammer on their website and go ahead and look it up. So this is the new points as of, I'm making this video on April 26th. The points have been out for a few days. A lot of people say it's usually the last Thursday of the month and about every quarter is what they say. There has been exceptions where that has not been true because they were waiting for the Las Vegas Open, I think. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it. I'll tell you what I think. So across the board, we have a lot of units that are now cheaper, which is really good. We only have one unit that's higher that went up. Most units went down just by 5 points, which in my opinion is not a big deal. In the end, it might buy you a new enhancement, which is cool. I'm happy about a new enhancement. It's like a free enhancement. But, Barb Gaunts went down by 5 points. Hive Guard went down by 5 points. That doesn't make me want to take Barb Gaunts. That doesn't make me want to take Hive Guard. Lictors went down by 5 points, and I think that might be something because Lictors have a lot of good play. But yeah, Hive Guard, Barb Gaunts, no big deal. Lictors, maybe. I'm going to put Lictors in the maybe category. Like, no way in heck, maybe, yeah, probably. Just sort of going down the list. Psychophage. Now here's a really interesting one. The Psychophage was 125 and now it's only 95. I'm not a huge fan of the Psychophage. I do love monsters. Excuse me. I think his torrent weapon is trash. Not enough strength, not enough AP. I think his anti-psyker weapon is trash. How often do you use it? Now, however, I do like that he gets a +1 to hit and a +1 to damage. He gets a +1 to hit if the unit is below starting strength. He gets a +1 to damage, or sorry, he gets a +1 to wound. +1 to wound if the unit is below half. I do think that could be useful, especially now that he's cheaper by like a good 30 points. Yeah. I'm gonna put that one in the maybe category. So that's not my biggest winner. But that makes me look at psychophages and go, maybe. Because the RTT crowd is so cool, at least in my area. I'm really tempted to use my psychophages as Horospexes, because they'll let you proxy models. It's still a Tyranid model, it's still a Games Workshop model, it's still, and it even looks like a Haruspex in the sense that the mouth gets big and it eats things. So, anyways, talk to your event leader about that, about proxying models at our TTs, just Rogue Trader tournament level. Here's one of the big ones. The Swarm Lord got a glow up. He is 30 points cheaper. And that makes me do a lot of thinking. So I don't usually like Swarmy. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously there's the big reasons to take him. He's great in melee combat. Invulnerable save. Those are great reasons to take him. He does have a torrent weapon, which is cool. I like that, and it's not bad. Um, I think where I stumble with him is he gains the extra CP, and although that sounds really good on the head, um, I use Death Leapers, well, Death Leaper, and other things that would gain a CP if they eat a character model. Um, so there's the CP that you gain during the turn, and then you can only gain one more CP. So the Swarm Lord would pop in there, and you'd get one more, and then that would be it. So I usually go with a Walking Hive Tyrant and get the free zero cost stratagem because you got to keep in mind I use Invasion Swarm a lot. You got to keep in mind Rapid Regen is a stratagem. It's a battle. Sorry, it's a the one you get for free. It's a battle stratagem, battle tactics, I believe. Um, and it says once per turn, so once on your enemy's turn and once on your turn, and you get it for free. So look it up. Look at it. Look at it for free. um, so that makes me think Swarm Lord is more appealing because it's 30 points cheaper. Warriors with melee weapons came down by 5. It's not gonna make me take them. Warriors with guns came down by 5. It's not gonna make me take them. So conversely, if the 3-man squad, and this is true throughout the whole point list, if the 3-man squad is 5 points cheaper than the 10-man squad is 10 points cheaper. Or sorry, the 6-man squad is 10 points cheaper. I'm all over the place today. Tyrant Guard. Tyrant Guard came down by 10. Now that's something that really affects my life because I use Tyrant Guard. The way I always put it is it's like giving your tyrants extra wounds. That's going to change my life a little bit. Not a ton, but that's going to give me some extra points. So I might be able to squeeze another enhancement in there just from the Tyrant Guard one. Then kind of going down to Zonothropes. Now, I think that the Zonothropes is, in my opinion, the winner of the Tyranid update because they came down by 10 points. Now, 10 isn't a lot. I love Zonothropes. I will take 2 6-mans. Here's the deal. They have their multiple wounds. They've got an invulnerable save, so the whole unit has the invulnerable save. They create a bubble that gives people invulnerable saves. Their synops and their guns are really good. Now, I think that their blast, warp blast, is really good. I think their lance, and it doesn't actually have the lance ability, but I think their focused warp blast is pretty good. And for a person who takes 2 6-mans, that's extra points right there. And because I have probably 2 6-mans and Tyrant Guard, right there I got 30 more points in my list, pretty much, which is definitely another enhancement. I don't know if I have another person to enhance, but and at that point, that's one more Ripper Swarm. Okay, so now let's talk about it. Gargoyles is the only thing that went up, and Gargoyles only went up by 5. And that's because they're used pretty widely at tournament play because they're great at taking objectives and stuff like that. And I don't see that slowing anybody down. Yeah, that might earn me another Ripper, and Rippers are great in tournament play because they can deep strike, and just keep in mind anything can sacrifice its shooting phase even if it doesn't have a gun to perform an action, and that's in the rules. So that might be the big win right there, is another Ripper Swarm. Yeah, I think Swarm Lord, Zonothropes, and Psychophage is probably the winners out of this one. And which one do you think is the most important? Go ahead and put it down in the comments. Let me know. I'm enjoying covering this with you guys. I love 40K, and I love sharing it with you. We here at the Dragon's Lair understand that you can spend your time anywhere on the internet. Thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.